welcome all of you who have been joined on this virtual meeting. So before the start of this session, I would like to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Shrikant Jadhav sir. I am going to introduce him very briefly. Dr. Shrikant Jadhav, Assistant Professor at Sant Jnaneshwar Mahavidyalaya, Soigao District, Aurangabad. He has qualified NET exam for 2 times and SET exam. He has completed his post-graduation at Department of English, University of Pune. Now it is known as Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. His area of interest are modern literary theory, English fiction, and literary criticism. Recently, in the last year, he has been awarded PhD in English by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He has been the active member of question paper setting committee appointed by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad for the 3 years. He has successfully handled some administrative responsibilities in his college. He has been the chief superintendent, that is CS, for the university examination for 2 years. He has been co-convener as well as organizing secretary of the conferences organized by the Department of English, Sant Jnaneshwar Mahavidyalaya, Soigao. He has been the zonal officer in assembly election in 2019. He has published and presented number of research papers in UGC care listed journals having high impact factor. So we are very fortunate to have the resource person like him. He is a kind of versatile personality, and we are hope that this lecture he is going to deal with one of the mythical stories from our syllabus. The name of the topic is Orpheus and Eurydice, written by William Byron Forbush. Will be very interesting one and will be helpful for our academic purpose. So on behalf of all the participants, I kindly request to Dr. Shrikant Jadhav to come upon the platform and enlighten our students by the delivery of his presentation. Dr. Jadhav sir.
Thank you so much, Salunke sir, for such a wonderful introduction. First of all, good afternoon to all. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible. Continue.
So, yeah, before I proceed, I wish to express my sincere thanks to the principal, Dr. Hange sir of VP College. I also thankful to Vice Principal, Dr. Machale sir, IPSC Coordinator and Head of Department of English, Dr. Prakash sir, the organizer of this guest lecture series, Salunke sir, Jai sir, for inviting me to this guest lecture series. On behalf of this organizing committee, I welcome all the students and the participants to this guest lecture series. And I request all the students, please mute your microphone so that we don't have the issue of connectivity. I request all of you, please mute your microphone, and you can also close your videos. So we will not have the issues of internet connectivity. If you have any question during this lecture, any doubts or any comments, we will have the last 10 minutes for discussion. So if you have any question meanwhile the lecture, you can note it down and we can discuss it before the 10 minutes of lecture. So the topic which is given to me, as Salunke sir said, is Orpheus and Eurydice. This is the second approach which is prescribed for our syllabus for BA, BCom, BSc first year, same one. So the writer of this approach is William Byron Forbush. Before we discuss about the approach, I would like to put a light on this author. The author was born in 1868 and died in 1927. He was well-known pastor and the author. Apart from his Orpheus and Eurydice, he also wrote some famous works, which are The Queens of Avalon, The Coming Generation, and Manual of Stories. So these are his works, and this was some information about the author. So as far as the story is concerned, as Salunke sir said, this is a mythical story. So myth, we know what is myth. Myth is written to convey the good message to people or among the society. We have Ramayana and Mahabharata. It's a very great myth, and we know how impactful these myths in our day-to-day life. So this is the myth. And talking about the stories, the main protagonist of the story is Orpheus and his wife Eurydice. Both of them love each other very deeply, but unfortunately, one day Eurydice dies due to the snake bites, and she goes to the place where every people go there after they are dead. So after realizing his wife's death, Orpheus is devastated and he goes mad. He doesn't want to live anymore in the earth. So he decides one day he will go to the place. I request to students, please mute your microphone. So the protagonist Orpheus, he decides to go to the place and brings his wife back to the earth. So he, after facing many obstacles, he reaches the place, but unfortunately, he cannot bring her back to the earth. So why he cannot bring her back to the earth? That is the question. We will see this when we deal with this prose. So I will start with the prose. I'll begin with the prose. Just listen to me carefully. If you have any question, I already said to you, if you have any question or doubt, we can discuss it in last 10 minutes. And if you want to note it down, your questions, you can note it down your questions and we can discuss it after the lecture. So the prose begin with Orpheus. In the pleasant valley of country which called Hesel, there lived a man whose name was Orpheus. Every day he made soft music with his golden harp. Harp is a musical instrument, and sang beautiful songs such as no one had ever had before. So in the beginning, what we can see here, the Orpheus, the main protagonist, he is a great singer who has God gifted magical voice. Through his singing, he can attract many people, and many people who knows him come close to him just for the enjoy his song. Not only the human being, but also all the animals like cows, sheep, dog, and even the wild animals like wolf and bear. They can also come to enjoy his songs. So we see here how Orpheus is a great singer, and through his singing quality, how he can attract not only the human being, but also the animals as well. Even the non-living things like tree, clouds, and river. These non-living things are very enjoyable as far as his singing is concerned. They also enjoy his singing. So we can see here how beautiful singer he is, and through his voice, how he attract not only the living things, but also the non-living things. As I said, he has wife called Eurydice, and he loves her very deeply and very passionately. She also loves him very deeply, like Eurydice, Orpheus does. Both of them love very deeply to each other, and Orpheus likes to sing every song for her. In all over the season, Orpheus sings a beautiful songs for her wife, for his wife named as Eurydice. All through the winter, when the snow was on the hills, and all through the summer, when the sunshine made everything beautiful, Orpheus used to sing pretty songs, and Eurydice sat on the grass by his side while his beats came around to listen, and trees bowed their heads to hear him. So here it is seen that the So it is seen that Orpheus enjoys singing song for his beloved or for his wife Eurydice. And Eurydice also enjoys his song while sitting beside him. So we can see both of them are living very happily here. But after some times, the unfortunate thing happened.
सर आवाज येत नाही.
सर आवाज येत नाही.
हा, आता येतो का आवाज?
हो सर.
आवाज येतोय मध्ये बोल ना काय.
Please mute your microphone.
सफाई.
So what we have seen here, Eurydice and Orpheus, both are husband and wife, both love very deeply to each other, and both are living very happily with each other. But unfortunately, one day Eurydice dies due to the snake. She is bitten by a poisonous snake, and due to this she dies. And when Orpheus realizes that his wife is no more, he is devastated and he goes mad. All day long he sat there, and very often his cheeks were wet with his tears. So he has left his singing ability. He has left he is very fond of singing songs, but due to that incident, he leaves singing songs. Why? Because now he is very upset because he has lost his wife, and he feels very sorrow, and he feels very sad. So due to the incident, sad, and he sits alone on the grass each and every day. He doesn't want to leave the place, and he becomes very sorrow. He just wants to go with
सर आवाज येत नाही.
आवाज येत नाही. हा, तुम्ही काय करा, तुमचं मायक्रोफोन
येतोय सर.
म्यूट करा तुमचं मायक्रोफोन. हॅलो, तुमचा मायक्रोफोन म्यूट करा तुम्ही, तुम्हाला आवाज येईल व्यवस्थित.
ओके सर.
सर काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही. काय काय काम करतात माहितीये का, येत असून नाही बोलताय. कंटिन्यू करा सर प्लीज.
ओके. So one day Orpheus decides to go to the place where his wife is there, and he knows.
बोलतोय कोणी कालवा करू नका.
Please mute your microphone. Okay. So one day, Orpheus, the protagonist of this prose, he decides to go to the place where he can find his wife Eurydice. So after many days, he just travels and travels. He goes on and goes on. Finally, he reaches the place where he can see, or he has hope that he can see his wife. That name is Eurydice. So he took his harp in his hand, his musical instrument, he takes with him, and with the help of this, he goes to that place where he finds very gloomy atmosphere there and very dark atmosphere there. Okay, it is very opposite to the earth. We can see in our earth, we can see the sun, we can see the trees, we can see the beautiful atmosphere. But in that place, the underworld place, hello. So talking about that place where he goes to find his wife Eurydice. So Orpheus reaches that place, and he finds that place is very dark and gloomy, and as he goes there, he finds one gate there, and in front of that gate he finds one monstrous dog, and that dog has 3 heads and 6 eyes. It looks very dangerous, and it prevents Orpheus to enter into the gate. But Orpheus requests him, please let me enter it. But that monster warns Orpheus, if you dares to enter, I will kill you. But Orpheus has a wish to visit his wife, and he can do anything to reach there. So what he does, he play his harp and starts to sing the songs. So he's, as we know, he's a very good singer and he has got gifted magical voice. So through his singing, he impressed that monstrous dog, and he sees that the monster dog enjoy his singing. As we have seen, all the animals in the beginning, we discussed in the beginning, all the animals, non-living things enjoyed his song. Similarly here, the monster's dog, that dog, name of that dog is Cerberus. The name of this monster dog is Cerberus. He starts to listen to his song and he enjoyed his song. And when he listened to song, he goes to sleep. And after that, what Orpheus does, he sees this, that dog goes to sleep, and he goes, that gate is open for him, and he goes inside the gate. Again, he travels and he goes on. Finally, he finds the gatekeeper, and the same gatekeeper also interrupts him and also stops him, and he tells Orpheus, the main protagonist of this prose, he tells him, you cannot enter this place. But Orpheus has very desire to visit his wife, and what he does, again he starts his singing song and he starts to play his musical harp. So with the help of this singing quality, he also impressed that gatekeeper, and all other, that gatekeeper also enjoy his songs. So he cannot stop him, and he allows him that you can go inside. So after that, Orpheus, the main protagonist, goes there, and finally he reaches the place where he can find his wife Eurydice. But before reaching there, he sees the king of dead and the queen of dead are there. So both of them stops Orpheus, the main protagonist of this prose, and both of them warn, how dare that you come here? It's not the human being, those who are alive, who cannot enter here. So how dare that you can come here? So they warn Orpheus, you cannot come here. But Orpheus, as we know, he has desire to visit his wife because he has lost his wife and is very much eager to see her. So what he does, again, he starts to sing song and play his harp, that is musical instrument. And as the king and queen, they listen to his song and listen to his music, both of them enjoy very, very passionately. They know that this Orpheus is a very good singer and he has got very good magical voice. And due to this, both of them, that king and queen, they are impressed of his singing quality, and they allow Orpheus, now you can take your wife to the earth. So he decides to take his wife to the earth. But king of that place and queen, they put one condition before Orpheus. So the condition is, you can take your wife with you, but you cannot take with you. She will follow you. You have to go ahead and she will follow you. But during this journey, you should not look back her. If you look back her, then that Eurydice will come back again to this place. So Orpheus is very thankful to the king and queen, and it thinks that I will follow what condition has been put before me. So what he does, he takes his wife with him and he goes away from that place. So again, he finds that gatekeeper before him, and he knows that he already impressed that gatekeeper by singing the song, and already impressed that dog's monsters whose name is Cerberus. So both of them are impressed with him, and both of them allowed him, he can go away from that particular place. So Orpheus and his wife Eurydice both are leaving that place, but Orpheus is ahead of Eurydice and Eurydice is following him. So both of them goes on. When Orpheus thinks, now after so many days he didn't see his wife Eurydice, and he was very eager to see her. but he knows, he realizes, and he remembers the conditions is put before him, and that condition is he should not look back her. That was the condition, and that is why he is not there to look back her. Again, he goes there, he goes on, and he reaches to earth. He not finally reaches, but near to the earth. And as he start to see the the brightness of the earth, he remembers that he cannot look her back. But when he realizes that, he reaches to the earth, and he is very eager to see her. But what happens? Eurydice, she doesn't reach to the earth. Just Orpheus reaches to the earth, but his wife Eurydice, she does not reach the earth. And what Orpheus thinks that she is with him, and without knowing the fact, he looks back her, and unfortunately, Eurydice goes back to that place, because what Orpheus thinks, that she is with him, but unfortunately, she is not with him. She is far away from the earth, and the condition which is put before him is being broken. And unfortunately, Orpheus, the protagonist of this prose, again lost his wife, and she goes to the place where she cannot return to the earth. When Orpheus returned to the earth, again he is devastated by knowing that I have not able, or I have not returned her to the earth, and he became very sad, and he goes mad once again. Again, he has left his singing quality. Again, he has left the playing with musical harp, the musical instrument, and again, like in the past, he sits in the one place and sit like a mad person. But we can understand his feeling, his sorrowness, his sad. He has lost his wife, and after some days, in the last part of the prose, we can see the happy ending. The person, the Orpheus, the protagonist of this prose, he dies, and after his death, he goes to that place where every dead people go there, and both of them, Orpheus and Eurydice, after their death, they are reunited or united once again. So this was the story of this prose. If you have any doubt regarding this story, you can ask me any question.
Thank you, sir.
If you have any query,
Are there any questions from the participants? If anybody having any doubts about the story, you can share it, or you can write it in the comment box. If you have any problem about this, you can also share with respected sir.
regarding story or regarding our author, if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, you can ask me. The story is very simple. It's a mythical story, as I've said you. And if you have any question regarding this, you can raise your questions. It's a very short story.
Shrikant sir, till our participants ask some questions. By the time I have some discussions to do with you, as we know that in that mythical stories, we have some hyperreal elements in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you tell to our participants about the hyperreal elements in that story?
Yes, there are some supernatural elements, or you can say the hyperreal elements. The first element is that when that person, the protagonist Orpheus, when he goes to the place, so he finds that monstrous dog which has 3 heads and 6 eyes. So this can be a supernatural element. Again, he goes to the place which is the place is very opposite to the earth. We know earth is very brightful. We can see with beautiful trees in the earth, but as far as the place is concerned, so the place we can also call that place is underworld. So that underworld looks like unreal world. So that can be one unreal element or hyper element.
Hello. Huh? Thank you so much for your answer. One of the questions is there in the chat box, sir.
Yes.
If you can read it, you read it. Otherwise, I will read it.
Yes.
The name of the student is Linkar Swamini.
Mm-hmm.
She is writing in the comment box is, I don't understand why Eurydice was death. Means
Yeah, I
what is
told
the
you,
reason of his
why,
death?
yes, while playing with some children on the grass, there was one snake. Okay, that snake bites Eurydice, and because of that, she dies.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Are there any questions from the participants?
Yeah, we will have discussion about the stories. I just gave you the outline of the story because we don't have much time. So that is why what I decided just give you the story, and after finishing the story, we will have some discussion on this topic. It's a very interesting story. That is why I decided this. Otherwise, I would have read all these pros, but it will, if I do so, then we will not get too much time because we have just 40 to 50 minutes. So what I decided, for 10 to 15 minutes, I will just discuss the story with you, and last 10 to 15 minutes we will have discussion on this story. If you have any doubts or if you don't understand any part of this story, you can also share with me. Just that student who just raised
सर
one
सतीश
question.
गुंडुले कॅमेरा चालू करा.
Yes, please, Satish.
Mr. Satish, you want to talk something?
Yeah. तुम्हाला या स्टोरी बद्दल काही माहिती असेल किंवा काही माहिती करून घ्यायचं असेल किंवा काही समजलं नसेल एखादा पॉइंट, तर तुम्ही तुमचा प्रश्न विचारू शकतात मला. मी फक्त स्टोरी हे 15 ते 20 मिनिटात स्टोरीचं डिस्कशन केलेलं आहे, तुम्हाला सांगितलं मी स्टोरी बद्दल, आणि नंतर असं विचार केला की 15 ते 20 मिनिट आपण डिस्कशन करूया स्टोरी बद्दल, जेणेकरून तुमच्या ते लक्षात राहील.
So I think there are no questions, I think, sir.
I think we have too much time to left. 10 minutes.
Yes. But the story recalled as the myths in Ramayana, Mahabharata.
I wish to welcome some questions. Yes, Sarangi sir, yes.
Somebody is raising his hand. Who is that?
Yes. Anybody who if they don't understand anything of this story, they can raise their hand or they can raise their questions. Somebody has raised their hand.
No, it might have been raised by mistake, I think, sir.
Okay.
Because nobody is speaking.
I think we have 10 minutes left. So anything about this story, you can also.
What kind of questions will be asked in the examination? Do you know any idea about that?
Yeah, about this story, just one of the students just raised one question: how Eurydice dies. So this kind of question can be asked in the examination. This was very good question.
Will there be in objective form, or what kind of questions will be there?
The exam that
we are the members in question paper setting committee. We would like to know that.
Yeah, the mode of examination is not yet decided, whether it is online or offline. Till now it is online, but after 15 February, just we are waiting for that letter from the university. Once it publishes, then we
I am
realize
talking about the mode,
offline or online. That was about the mode of examination. But as far as the medium of examination is concerned, it will not be descriptive examination. It will be an objective examination. I hope
Okay.
all the students understand the story of this prose. It was a mythical story, okay, and it was about the Orpheus, who is the protagonist of this story, and his wife Eurydice. The main part of this story, I will conclude this story. The main part of this story is the death of Eurydice. When she dies, she goes to the place where every people after their death they go there. So after realizing Orpheus that his wife is no more, he is devastated and he goes mad, and he doesn't want to live anymore in the earth. So he decides to go to the place and brings his wife back to the earth. So after facing many obstacles, he reaches there and he finds his wife. But the king of that place puts one condition before protagonist Orpheus, that you can take her, but you don't have to look her back until you reach the earth. But unfortunately, that protagonist looks her back and he has lost his wife. When he goes to the earth once again, he became very sad. He goes mad, and once again after some time he dies, and after his death both of them once again reunited in that place. So that was the simple story of this prose, Orpheus and Eurydice.
Has the rebirth been showed in the story? Because
Not
in
there is
most of the mythical stories we can
no
see that.
issue of rebirth. The issue of two souls, after their death, two souls come together, they reunited in that underworld.
Oh. So thank you so much. I think there are no questions from the participants. The story you were dictating, we recalled our religious books, that is Ramayana, Mahabharata, and
Yes.
in the absurd drama, you know that very well. There is a myth of Sisyphus.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
such kind of
Albert Camus.
myth.
Albert Camus.
Yes, yes, yes. Such kind of myths recalled as while the deliberation, while the delivery of your presentation. So thank you so much. You dictated it in a very simple and lucid manner in order to understanding of our students. As the background of our students is a little bit rural background, but I hope our students.
Yeah. If the students are uh, want to know the story in Marathi, I can explain them in Marathi in 2 to 3 minutes if they are willing to
Okay,
listen to me.
okay. Go through it. Okay.
ओके. तर मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं सुरुवातीला, ही स्टोरी जी आहे ती मिथिकल स्टोरी आहे, आणि या स्टोरीमध्ये जे मेन प्रोटॅगोनिस्ट आहेत त्या प्रोटॅगोनिस्टचं नाव आहे ऑर्फियस आणि त्याची पत्नी युरिडाईस. या दोघांबद्दल ही स्टोरी लिहिलेली आहे. ऑर्फियस हा खूप छान सिंगर असतो आणि त्याच्याकडे गॉड गिफ्टेड मॅजिकल व्हॉइस असते, जेणेकरून तो सर्व लोकांना त्याच्या गाण्या थ्रू त्याच्या गाण्याच्या प्रेमात पाडतो. म्हणजे फक्त ह्युमन बेईंगच नाही तर ॲनिमल्स आणि नॉन लिव्हिंग थिंग्स ते पण त्याचे गाणे फार एन्जॉय करतात. आणि तुम्हाला मी जे सांगितलं की तो म्हणजे ऑर्फियस या म्हणजे या स्टोरीचा जो प्रोटॅगॉनिस्ट आहे त्याची पत्नीचं नाव असतं युरिडाईस, आणि दोघं एकमेकावर अत्यंत म्हणजे डीपली प्रेम करतात. पण काही दिवसाने युरिडाईस सापच्या म्हणजे तिला साप चावल्यामुळे ती मरण पावते, आणि ती अशा एका ठिकाणी जाते ज्या ठिकाणी फक्त मृत लोक जातात. ज्यावेळेस ऑर्फियसला कळतं की तो त्याच्या म्हणजे पत्नीला जे त्याची पत्नी आता या जगात नाही, त्यावेळेस त्याला फार दुःख होतो आणि तो फार दुःखी असतो. पण तरी सुद्धा तो दुःखी न होता तो एक विचार करतो, मी त्या ठिकाणी जाईल आणि माझ्या पत्नीला मी त्या पृथ्वीवर परत घेऊन येईल. मग तो जातो पुन्हा त्या ठिकाणी, आणि ते गेल्यानंतर त्याला फार अडचणी येतात. जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं, तिथं एक राक्षस म्हणजे एक मोठं कुत्रा असतो, म्हणजे डॉग, मॉन्स्टरस डॉग. त्यांना 3 डोके आणि 6 डोळे असतात. इट लुक्स व्हेरी डेंजरस. फार म्हणजे भयंकर दिसत असतो तो, आणि तो ऑर्फियसला वॉर्न पण करतो की तुम्ही इथं येण्याचा हिंमत कसं केला. इथं फक्त जे लोक मरतात तेच लोक येतात, जिवंत लोक इथे येऊ शकत नाही. आणि तुम्हाला आता मी तुम्हाला पृथ्वीवर पाठवू शकत नाही परत. पण जो ऑर्फियस आहे या स्टोरीचा प्रोटॅगॉनिस्ट, त्याच्याकडे जसं तुम्हाला मी सांगितलं एक मॅजिकल ऍक्टिव्हिटी आहे, म्हणजे एक मॅजिकल गोष्ट जी म्हणजे सिंगिंग ॲबिलिटी. मग तो काय करतो, तो गाणे गाऊ लागतो आणि त्याचा जो म्युझिकल इन्स्ट्रुमेंट असतो म्हणजे हार्प, तेही तो वाजवू लागतो. आणि त्यामुळे तो जो मॉन्स्टर आहे तो मॉन्स्टर तो गाणं एवढं एन्जॉय करतो आणि तो गाणं ऐकल्यानंतर तो झोपीला जातो. आणि त्याच्यानंतर जो गेट आहे त्या गेट ओपन होऊन ऑर्फियस पुन्हा मध्ये जातो. मध्ये गेल्यानंतर पुन्हा त्याला काही गार्ड्स तिथे दिसतात. पुन्हा तो काय करतो, त्या गार्ड समोर तो जे त्याची जी ॲबिलिटी आहे सिंगिंगची, तो पुन्हा गाऊ लागतो. आणि गायल्यानंतर जसं बाकीचे लोक जसे इम्प्रेस होतात, ते गार्ड सुद्धा ते गाण्यानंतर इम्प्रेस होतात आणि त्या व्यक्तीला त्याच्या पत्नीकडे जाण्यास ते परवानगी देतात. शेवटी ऑर्फियस जो प्रोटॅगॉनिस्ट आहे तो शेवटी जातो त्या ठिकाणी आणि तो त्याच्या पत्नीला पाहतो तिथे. पण तिथे म्हणजे त्या प्लेसचे किंग आणि क्वीन दोघं असतात आणि दोघं ऑर्फियसला सांगतात की तुम्ही इथं येण्याचं हिंमत कसं केला, इथं येऊ शकत नाही तुम्ही, जर तुम्ही इथं आला तर तुम्ही परत जाऊ शकणार नाही. पण ऑर्फियस त्याच्या पत्नीवर फार प्रेम करतो आणि तो सांगतो त्या राजा आणि राणीला की मी माझ्या पत्नीवर फार प्रेम करतो आणि मी तिला इथे घेऊन जाण्यासाठी आलोय, मला तुम्ही परमिशन द्या. पण किंग आणि क्वीन ऐकत नाही, उलट त्याला ते धमकी देतात. पुन्हा मग ऑर्फियस काय करतो, पुन्हा गाणे गाऊ लावतो आणि त्याचा जो म्युझिकल इन्स्ट्रुमेंट आहे ते वाजवू लागतो. ते गाणे ऐकल्यानंतर त्या ठिकाणाचे किंग आणि क्वीन हे दोघं फार खुश होतात आणि दोघं एवढे खुश होतात, त्यांनी असं सुंदर गाणं याच्यापूर्वी कधीच ऐकलेलं नसतं आणि ते त्यांना असं वाटतं की जीवन हे फार सुंदर आहे मनुष्याचं. आणि त्या गाण्यामुळे ते दोघं इम्प्रेस होतात आणि ते ऑर्फियसला परवानगी देतात की तुम्ही तुमच्या पत्नीला तुम्ही इथून घेऊन जाऊ शकता. मग ऑर्फियस काय करतो, त्याच्या पत्नीला तिथून घेऊन जातो. पण त्या पत्नीला घेण्यापूर्वी त्या किंगनी त्याच्या समोर एक कंडिशन ठेवलेली असते, म्हणजे शर्त, की जोपर्यंत तू तुझी पत्नी आणि तू पृथ्वीवर जात नाही तोपर्यंत तू तुझ्या पत्नीला वळून मागे पाहायचं नसतं. ती कंडिशन असते. कारण किंग असं म्हणतो की मी तुला पुढे पाठवणार आणि तुझ्या पत्नीला तुझ्या पाठीमागे पाठवणार मी. मग दोघं जातात अर्थकडे, म्हणजे आपल्या पृथ्वीकडे. ज्यावेळेस ऑर्फियस म्हणजे जो प्रोटॅगॉनिस्ट आहे तो ज्यावेळेस पृथ्वीजवळ येत असतो त्यावेळेस त्याला पृथ्वीचं चमक दिसते, त्याला प्रकाश दिसतो आणि पृथ्वीचं सौंदर्य दिसतो. आणि त्यावेळेस तो विसरतो की मला किंगनी एक कंडिशन समोर ठेवलेली आहे माझ्या, किंवा एक शर्त सांगितलेली आहे की मी मागे वळून पाहायला नाही पाहिजे. पण तो कंडिशन तो विसरून जातो आणि ज्यावेळेस तो पृथ्वीजवळ येतो अचानक तो पाठीमागे युरिडाइसकडे पाहतो आणि तो पाहिल्यानंतर युरिडाइस तिथून परत त्या ठिकाणी जाते. कारण जी कंडिशन आहे ती कंडिशन तो फॉलो करत नाही आणि परत तो एकदा त्याच्या वाईफला लॉस करतो आणि तो पृथ्वीकडे जातो. परत एकदा पृथ्वीकडे गेल्यानंतर तो दुःखी होतो, वेडा होतो आणि त्याला काही समजत नाही मी आता काय करायला पाहिजे. शेवटी त्याचं एंडिंग असं दाखवलेलं आहे की आता या प्रोज मध्ये एंडिंग याची वेगळी आहे आणि जी आपण मिथ मध्ये पाहिलं तर त्याची एंडिंग वेगळी आहे. त्या मिथच्या एंडिंग मध्ये असं दाखवलेलं आहे काही ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल जे काही लोक असतात ते युरिडाइसला ऑर्फियस जो मेन प्रोटॅगॉनिस्ट आहे त्याला मारतात आणि तो मेल्यानंतर म्हणजे ऑर्फियस मेल्यानंतर तो परत त्याच्या पत्नीकडे जातो आणि तिथं दोघांचे आत्मा आपण जे म्हणतो सोल ते रियुनाइटेड होतात. थोडक्यात अशी एंडिंग आहे या प्रोजची, या स्टोरीची. आता याच्यात काही कोणाला अडचण असेल तर ते विचारू शकतात मला. आय होप म्हणजे मराठीतून सर्वांना ही स्टोरी समजली असेल. इंग्लिशमध्ये जसं साळुंके सर म्हणले की बॅकग्राऊंडमुळे थोडं इंग्लिशमध्ये अडचण आली असेल, पण आता मराठीमधून जर स्टोरी तुम्हाला समजली असेल किंवा काही पार्ट तुम्हाला समजलं नसेल किंवा काही क्वेश्चन तुमच्या मनात असेल तर तुम्ही विचारू शकतात मला.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I think our students have understood the story as you explained in Marathi. So there may not be any doubt about that. So thank you so much. I think this session will be very helpful and fruitful for the academic purpose of our participants as you enlighten our students on behalf of our college, our department. I would like to thank you so much. And there are some instruction for the students. विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी काही सूचना आहेत. युअर एक्झामिनेशन ऑफ द फर्स्ट सेमिस्टर is going to commence from the 22nd of this month. Okay, so you need to be stay tuned on your respected WhatsApp groups. Any further information will be provided on that group about the information, the mock videos and any letters from the university will be posted on that particular group of your BA, BCom and BSc. Okay, so you are requested to stay there. You should not left from the group. बरेचसे विद्यार्थी ग्रुप मधून लेफ्ट होत आहेत. ग्रुप मधून लेफ्ट होऊ नका, तुम्हाला परत ऍड केलं जाणार नाही. ओके, 22 तारखेपासून तुमच्या परीक्षा सुरू होत आहेत. ऑनलाईन मोड मध्ये आहेत की ऑफलाईन ते it hasn't been decided yet. The university will confirm through the letter and we will let you know about that. Okay, so the question paper format and the textbook in PDF form will be sent on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can take as study material and you can prepare for your examination. Okay, so if you have any doubt about the syllabus of BA, BCom, BSc, you can feel free to call any of the faculties of the department. You can call me, you can call Dr. Prakash sir, and you can call Mr. Praveen Zaibhai sir anytime, any moment. You can come to the department and college any time. You are always welcome there. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you. At the end of this meeting, I would like to call upon the platform Mr. Praveen Zaibhai to propose the vote of thanks of this session as well as the whole lecture series. So Mr. Praveen Zaibhai will propose the vote of thanks. Sir.
Thank you, sir. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks at the end of the lecture series. First of all, I express my gratitude towards today's resource person, Professor Dr. Shrikant Jadhav, on behalf of Vasantdada Patil College, Patoda. He thoroughly explained about Orpheus and Eurydice. I believe that this beautiful explanation will surely add to the knowledge of our students. I also thank to the previous resource persons, respectively Professor Santosh Maholkar, Professor Govind Rathod, and Professor Jitendra Patil for accepting our invitation without any hesitation and for guidance to our students. I would like to thank to the chairperson of the lecture series, principal of our college, Dr. Abasai Hange. He always inspires us and supports us to conduct the various curricular and extracurricular activities. I thank to the vice principal of our college, Dr. Kishore Machale and Dr. Ganesh Patskore, for being with us across the lecture series. I also express my gratitude towards Dr. Manoj Kumar Prakash, the head of the Department of English. Hearty thanks goes to the Professor Kushaba Salunke for successful arrangement of the lecture series. I also thank to the technical assistance, Professor Amol Bhalerao. And last but not least, I thank to the all students of BA, BCom and BSc courses for their huge response to the lecture series. Once again, hearty thanks to everyone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay.
Can I leave, sir?
Yeah, sir, yeah.
Thank you very much.